My best client, my favorite client, and I call her my favorite because she always comes back every few months to drop us off gifts. Clients that I remember really aren't the ones that we make the most money on, if you want to put it that way, because we
Yeah.
are in personal injury. The clients I remember the most are the ones that come back and say you really made a difference. One of the smallest trial settlements, or not trial settlements, but trial verdicts we got, we were only able to get the client $1,200 in her pocket. But that was the money that she needed for her husband's cancer treatment.
Wow.
And so she remembers that verdict, and she was in she was in tears the whole time. Not because, it was such a small verdict in a bad venue. It was because that's exactly what she needed. So we got that for her, and you remember things like that. You remember when you've actually helped somebody doing this thing that we love doing.
Yeah.
So, of course you remember the big verdicts, you remember the times that you win cases that you thought you were basically getting hung out to dry on. But at the end of the day, it's the ones where you've built a real relationship with the clients that stick in your mind the most. It's been meaningful for the reasons that I thought it was going to be meaningful. Like this area of practice that I'm in, and I practice more than personal injury, but that's about 95% of my clientele. I chose it, and it chose me because it has a heart. It allows me to have a real interaction with people and actually help people. I can see how what I'm doing actually is helping somebody. And we know it at the time, and we especially know it afterwards when they tell us, look, I needed this for X, right? But at the end of the day, it's the same as any other area of practice. You will get out of it what you put into it. Meaning that I understood, because of this kind of winding road that I took to get here, that I was going to have to work my tail off, no matter what. Find a way to survive, find a way to keep the door open, take cases that I may not take, just that I would not usually take, just to prove myself and to make a name for myself and put a good product out there. That is, again, I think that the kind of the formula for success for anybody that wants to go into any field. And it doesn't change just because it's PI. We're seeing what areas of law we can step into that we have some knowledge of, and what's opening itself up. Just to give you an example, personal injury claims might go down, right? But what we do in personal injury is we constantly fight with insurance companies. Well, guess what? Claims for businesses that have business interruption insurance may increase for business in another area of personal injury or contract or insurance litigation. I may be able to supplement those clients that I'll be losing in the future. Our day is very structured here. They wake up at 8 o'clock. They start school at 9 o'clock. They have to sit at the table with their computers, doing their schoolwork in their uniforms every single day. And I'm doing my work. I'm having my meetings. My wife is doing her work, and we basically get together for lunch because I cook, and then we get back to work. I wish I knew the habits. I wish I knew the correct habits. I didn't know those until maybe a year and a half down the road in my 3 years. Oh, this is how you put stuff together. This is how you structure your day. This is how, again, you treat it as a job. I didn't know that. And it just took me a while to kind of steal knowledge from other people. Oh, that's why you're, kind of doing these things. I didn't have that ability beforehand, but I'm glad I was able to figure it out. But that's what I would tell anybody. And that's what I tell students. I don't like putting it negatively, meaning that I hate when people say, "Oh, it's so much work." Yeah, that's what this is. This is this is our chosen profession, right? What I wish they would have told me is again how much that work ethic was necessary in order to succeed. There are some things you can't help, the town you live in or the opportunities that are there. But it's not about that. It's about the work ethic and the abilities you're going to put into the opportunities you're given. I was blessed enough for things to come together, right? In opening my own office here in San Antonio and the things that were going on around the city. I had no control over that. oil fields were being found, trucks were coming through, you know, nothing I had anything to do with, right? But at the end of the day, I saw the opportunity, and I knew I was going to work as hard as I could to make the best out of it. And again, that's what I wish somebody would have told me. Kind of stay the course, you know, just stick with it. Don't get frustrated, because again, there are going to be good times and bad times, but you have a work ethic if you got to law school and then you got out. Understand you're going to have to amp it up even more so. Don't get discouraged. That's part of the journey, man. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to realize you're not done when you graduate law school. Actually, you haven't even